congratulations into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. What would you make of the performance as a whole tonight?
Yeah, amazing performance. We didn't start so well, we conceded early, but we showed our mentality and our passion on the pitch, and then we're very happy to go to the next round.
Obviously, you scored 2. When you score goals like that when you're sort of in and around the 6-yard box?
Of course, as a number 9, the most important thing are the goals, and these easy goals are much better and much easier, but I'm very happy to help the team with the goals, and we keep going.
What about the second one then? That was a beautiful finish, Omar. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I saw Mateo's break through. He played the pass to me, I took a touch, and then it was open. I took a shot, and very happy it went in, and very happy that we reached the next round.
You've scored 6 goals for City this season, and 4 of them have come against Newcastle. What is it you enjoy playing against this team?
I don't know. I don't know what the secret is, but I'm just happy to help the team again, and we look forward to the next games.
And the next game is Real Madrid. Just a word on those fans up there. You've given them a night to remember. They're incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, amazing. The feeling they give us on the pitch and the support they give us is incredible. We're so thankful for them, and we just want to make them happy always.
Congratulations, Omar.
Looked like it was Newcastle. Well, it was Newcastle that came out the blocks much more on the front foot in this game. Yeah,
at the very start, obviously Newcastle had a brilliant start. We said it's so important to get off to a good start against, you know, still a brilliant Manchester City team, and they did that. Got the noses in front, but I felt half-time came at a good time because City were so good in the last part of the first half, but they came out second half against City. They were just dominant second half again, and to be fair, Newcastle couldn't deal with them. They were just too good. What
did you think of their overall performance, Man City's?
Very good. Again, probably the initial 20 minutes was probably favourable to Newcastle, but after that, they were very efficient, very controlled. Again, the game was stretched at times, but they didn't look like they was in trouble and in danger, which is a positive. We saw
Omar Marmoush with a brilliant display tonight. We watched his interview where he just came across really well. Let's have a look at the 2 goals that he scored and exactly how it was worked, Shay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a brilliant player, there's no doubt about that, and again, it's an opportunity tonight, wasn't it, with Haaland not in the squad at all. This goal's pretty simple. He's took a touch, but again, Nunes actually played really well tonight, I felt, as well. He was picking up some really strong positions, but again, he didn't panic when it come to him, Laura. He just took a touch, had enough time, of course, to get the second touch, and you know, there's no stopping that from 3 or 4 yards out. It's a good finish. Yeah, and again, he highlighted the runs of Nico O'Reilly and Nunes, and they kept on doing that, and he kept attracting the fullbacks in narrow and leaving the 3 man at the back post, which you've seen with the first 2 goals. But this finish here, it's a striker's finish. Someone with extreme amount of quality and confidence as well, considering he doesn't play as probably as much as he wants. But to see and take that shot on and execute this high level that just sat up there, I think, at the depth as well, and he really got a lot of power behind and gave Ramsdale no chance at all, Laura, there.
Savinho was integral tonight. His performance was brilliant the first and the second half.
Yeah, again, I think his overall performance was great, but not just because he was exciting, but decision making was so important. When he was right to go outside, he went outside, and inside the same. And again, his final pass wasn't always correct, but the decision making was so important. And again, Lewis Hall.
It felt a wee bit of a throwback as a winger. Yeah. He was going to Lewis Hall, right? I'm going to take you on, and I'm going to get the ball, and I'm going to keep taking you on, and he was just. It was a joy to watch at times, Savinho tonight. He really was.
You saw a second ago Pep Guardiola hugging Omar Marmoush at the end of his celebration.
He wasn't hugging the ref, was he?
He definitely wasn't, and the ref probably didn't want to hug him either. Got himself in a little bit of trouble tonight. He was very animated though, very entertaining, Jalen.
Very. Again, you mentioned that before the game. Would he take this, or how important is this competition? I think he showed it tonight. The passion, every decision he's involved in, every kick and every action of the play. So I don't think anyone can question his commitment.
No, absolutely not. You wouldn't dare, would you?
No, it just shows you what it means to him. Like we said it before the game, he wants to win this FA Cup. There's no doubt about it. We said there was 10 changes, and we thought, oh, but he's bringing on 10 internationals, and you see his reactions on the bench. It meant so much for him to get through to the quarter-finals.
Let's go back to Savinho. You were talking about how important he was in this game. It felt right that he got the goal and in the equaliser, Jalen.
Yeah, again, probably not the most glamorous goal he scored, but again, recognising the position to be in at the back post, shutting it off if it does come across you, you've got to be there to pull it in. And I don't know how much he knows about it. Again, Nunes cuts inside of Hall and creates a space there, but
they cause problems, don't they, Julian? Because they flood so many bodies into the box. As you say, Nunes attracts Lewis Hall. Then that means Savinho's free around the back. He puts enough pressure so Lewis can't get a clearance on it. it's a strange finish. There's no doubt about that. You know, and he's looking at it in slow motion. Please go across the line, because he was very casual with it, but
It looks
Brazilian
like a golf
flair
putt.
maybe.
Do you know what I mean? It almost looks like a golf putt. Like he's got himself in the right position, and then he's just sort of straightened that leg.
Yeah, but again, these are his highlights, and we spoke about John Stones and the importance of him for the national team, and Savinho's no different. He'll want to go to the World Cup for Brazil, so he would have done himself no harm in his performance tonight.
Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit more about what this means, because Pep Guardiola was saying these teams have played each other 5 times this season alone, and they've won 4 of them. And one man that this season will probably have a lot to say in our interview. Only his second start of the season. He's been quite injured. Hello, lovely to see you. How are you doing? You okay?
I'm good.
We were just discussing you and getting your second start, and how difficult this season might have been for you, and how much you enjoyed it out there, John.
Yeah, no. Start of the season was great, and then picked up an injury, got re-injured, and then been tough to get back in the team and get that rhythm. But it's just nice to be out there, nice to be playing and contributing, and getting your rhythm back playing. It's massive, especially in the first 20 minutes. Here is always difficult, the pace, the power. Obviously, we keep a high line, and they figured it out in a few instances. So just getting back into it and having that positivity to you know, when called upon, be ready. And I think we did that tonight. All the lads.
You've just touched on it there, and the way they play probably doesn't suit someone that's coming back after a long spell out. So how difficult was that the first 20 minutes?
Well, I feel fit and ready, but you know how it is in training, and you can't get the fitness that you do in a game, and the movements. I know I keep touching on the rhythm, but it's so important. And we had to find that quick. I had to find it quick, and we did probably after their first goal, and came back, and it was upwards from there.
John, we want to show you this through ball pass, which if someone had got on the end of it properly, it could have been a really brilliant moment for you guys. But Jolien especially was purring over this one.
He's got to shoot, hasn't he? He's got to shoot, get you the assist there. Get you the assist.
Typical me.
No, it's a great pass.
Full disguise was on Stones there, wasn't it?
It was
full disguise, way to pass. Had the lot.
I thought he was going to take a touch and shoot, to be fair. The guys, when they get in those positions, have been great and quite selfish at times, but they have to be. And I was a bit upset that he didn't in that one.
How impressed was he with Savinho's performance tonight?
Oh, how direct he was. His pace, just to touch it past you and get up to full speed is incredible. And how direct he was, and kept going, the crosses, the chances, and I'm so pleased for him. It's difficult again, coming back from injury, and he came on last game and made an impact, and same again today.
John, I just got to ask as well, you're coming back into the team when, not only for a big match like this, but it suddenly feels like a really important time of the season as well, in terms of this next month and the fixtures that you've got coming up. You must have been sitting there waiting to get back involved and just chomping at the bit, and then looking at these fixtures going, wow, like how incredible to get yourself fit back in this time.
Yeah, I don't know how long I've been back now, but you know, the team's been playing great, and clean sheets, on a winning run, and it's always the case where you have to wait for your chance, and the manager knows everyone's qualities and how he can use us, and it's just being ready when called upon. And like you said, there's so many big games coming up now. We know that everyone's going to play, and everyone's going to have to pull the weight, and we've done that so well over the years of high pressure moments, big games. We've come up with the goods, and that's why we've been successful. So it's another chance for us to do that over these next few months, and keep the pressure on, keep setting the standards for ourselves, really. I think that's the most important thing. I find that we have to do it for ourselves. We don't have to bother about anyone else. We can be our biggest enemies at times, and our biggest opponents, and we have to keep the standards, look at one game at a time, and give it everything, and everyone to, as I said, pull the weight.
All right, John, lovely to see you. We'll
Thank
let you
you.
go get warm. Thank you so much. Well done tonight, and good luck in the week as well. Thank you very much. See you later. I love his sliders. Honestly, it's so cold out here, and I have no idea. I know they're warm from the game, but he's walking off in sliders there. Guys, we've got to ask as well, quarterfinals for the FA Cup, that's secured now. Attention will turn to the Champions League, where they got Real Madrid, the Premier League as well, where they're in a title race. They're just fighting on so many fronts, on all 4 fronts.
The League Cup final in a
League
couple of
Cup
weeks as well,
like
isn't it?
It's crazy when you look at it.
Yeah, but I think the bigger the game, and he touched on it then, the bigger the occasion, they're used to this. This is what you join a club like this for. So that kind of calmness that he spoke with, I'm not surprised, because again, they're going into these games. Most of them are the games, regardless of where they are and who they're against. Most of them they're going to be favourites, and they have to play with that pressure, and that's the kind of enjoyment of it.
Going on John's career as well, the success he's had, the trophies he's won in Manchester City is just phenomenal. And he said he's quite calm there. This is the business end of the season. We've been here before, and especially him as well. What he's won in his career is unbelievable, and I'm sure he wants to win a few more before he leaves.
And you need some of those experienced heads, because this is a City side who it's not the same City side as it's been in the years gone that have won all the silverware. Yes, it's still the manager, but there's not actually many of those old heads, those mature, experienced heads left in that squad.
Yeah, and experience comes with the winning, and we're seeing that in the performances. I think the results and elements of the performance you're seeing the old City, but again, for a 90-minute spell when it was completely done in regards to keeping a clean sheet. Once they went 1-0 up, but they don't have that aspect of it now, but there's a lot of experience to look green upon.
I did him a disservice, because I wrote down only second start since the end of November, and then I didn't actually say that to him, so I could see his little eyes kind of going flitting a little bit. That's not quite correct. How much involvement do you think he's going to have in the run-in, and is he in the best 11 when he's fully completely fit?
I think he's had a frustrating season with the regards injury. He sort of mentioned it, and he had a couple of reoccurrences of, I think it might have been his calf or something, can't remember exactly, but I think that was frustrating. You know, when you're a top player like John Stones, you just want to be on the pitch, and I think he's pushed a few times, maybe too soon. So it's frustrating for John as well, but he's in the mix now. You know, he played really well tonight, and again, he says every player is so important at this time of the season, and John Stones is still a top-class player.
Yeah. Congratulations into the FA Cup quarter-finals for the 8th year in a row, but what did you make of your team's performance out there tonight?
What do you think?
I think you enjoyed it, did you?
We played so good. For the first 20 minutes always in this stadium, always happen, but after when we dropped them and make a sequences of passes, and especially Savio and Jeremy were so decisive, we make an incredible, the best I've seen, the best performance we are playing in this stadium in our time together here. So I'm really, really good.
Talking of Savinho, he got man of the match. Is that the easiest goal, though, he'll ever score?
Yeah, but I don't know, but the ball was, why don't follow the action, because the ball was, I don't know, was clear to go, but yeah, we play really, really good. Savinho having, at that age, in the 1-against-1 is unstoppable. When we finish the final product, we'll be top class player.
And how crucial was the timing of the second goal you scored then, just after half-time, given how well you ended the first half? Yeah,
of course it's important scoring in the first minutes, but the game was really good since the first 15-20 minutes after that until the end was brilliant. The defenders, the midfielders, and Nico and both Nicos, and in general, everyone happy for Omar and make a fantastic, especially his second goal. But everyone was, to beat Newcastle, you had to perform really well, especially here in the FA Cup, one game.
You were very animated today on the touchline, Pep, and obviously had some words with the referee at full time. What were you unhappy about?
Listen, it's not about this penalty, no penalty, and it happened. There are everything actions that is difficult for me to understand. So, because the fault to Jeremy is too clear, and after, of course, I would not shut up. I would not be in silence. So it's many times happened. So listen, we have all the records in this country. I'm sorry, even for the referees, all the records. We have also the manager, the most yellow cards in. Also have that record, so I'm so proud of that. So it's too clear. There are actions that is not understandable. You can make a mistake or an action and penalty, and the other one is how do you conduct the actions. So when Jeremy dribble triple, go alone and be pulled from behind, is in everywhere his fault except here. So okay, is what it is. So that's why well deserved the yellow card. We have 2 games banned. So we'll be in holidays, and the team will continue.
And I just have to ask you, after Omar Marmoush scored the third, what were you saying? It looked like you were repeating something over and over again.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
What were you sorry for?
For how good we are playing. Yeah.
And how nice is it, Pep, to make 10 changes for your team to perform like that ahead of such a big game in the Champions League next week?
It's what it is. We did it against Bayer Leverkusen, it was incredible criticized, right? And what to me? I was the first that said maybe it's too many chances, but I trust a lot with that players, and with a man of games, everybody has to be involved, and it's the only way, because in 3 to 4 days we have a travel to Madrid, and after that travel to London, so it's many games.
Thank you so much, Pep.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
A very entertaining interview there as well. What did you make of it?
Yeah, he was frustrated. Of course, there was moments that he was disagreed with the referee, of course. But that's just part and parcel of, I suppose, football management. But there was maybe a 5 or 10 minute period where he felt like he'd just gone. You can see the jacket took a wee minute or two to come off, but it eventually got it off, and he was raging with the officials. But I thought the officials done okay. I think he's just wrapped up in the occasion, really, and he's a winner, isn't he, Laura? Yeah. That's the thing. He's a winner.
That's the thing. These reactions, these reactions are coming when they're in the lead. So you can only imagine what he would have done if they would have cost them. But again, he's consistent with it. He understands that you're not going to get every decision, but yeah, he hopes his team will outperform any wrong decision against them.
These are the moments that I would rather be anything else other than a match official. Having to wait there for a handshake like that with Pep Guardiola, which you imagine might have been slightly sarcastic.
Yeah.
At least he's gone back for more as well. Oh my goodness. Oh look, that's a nice moment there. Look, congratulating Aaron Ramsdale, even though he's lost the match, let 3 in. Obviously a little bit of love for some of the Newcastle players. Actually, Eddie Howe was asked this in the press conference. How are you going to feel if Pep Guardiola comes and talks to your players at the end of the match? Exactly those kind of moments. How would you feel if that was your player? And there were links with other clubs.
Well, Sandro in the first 25 minutes, he could play for any club in the world. He was that good, So I don't know. I think Pep's got that relationship with different players from opposition teams. You've seen it in the past, and we'll probably see it in the future. And I think most players respect him because of what he's done in the game, and maybe he's given some advice. He seems to do that for opposition players as well.
That's, why wouldn't you want praise from Pep Guardiola? So yes, I don't think there's too much into it in regards to the future signing, but I think Nathan Redmond was one of the first recognisable names and that he went to. So yeah, if you're an opposition player and he's speaking to you, you want that praise.
All right, guys. Well, why don't we get some reaction from Eddie Howe as well? He's speaking with Olivia now.
Eddie, obviously disappointed to go out of the FA Cup. What did you make of that as a whole tonight?
A good start from us, really good for half an hour. Probably 2 things happened. We couldn't sustain the level that we were playing at in terms of our energy and intensity, and they certainly responded. And I have to say that I thought they played really well, so it's a tough one for us to take.
Is it just a case of accepting, Kieran Trippier said it as well, that City were just the better team today?
Well, they weren't for half an hour. I thought we were good. I thought we were really in the game, and we scored a really good goal. So I just felt we maybe just ran out of gas in that. Certainly in the second half, but towards the end of the first half, we became stretched. I thought they played, as I said, I thought they played really well, and you have to give them the compliment that they deserve. They really stretched us and challenged us in wide areas, and we didn't always have the answers. So yeah, I think you have to say they're a very good team.
And obviously the timing of their second goal was crucial just after the second half had started.
Yeah, well, I don't think we touched the ball at the start of that second half, and we conceded, and that was a body blow to us. And we were obviously trying to chase the game. After that, it's very difficult to do that against them because you don't see a lot of the ball, and we needed the ball to try and generate pressure, and we just couldn't get enough of it.
One positive, Tino Livramento back. How important is he to your side?
He's huge. We've really missed him. His versatility, his athleticism. He's a massive player for us, so great to have him back, and some valuable minutes. He hasn't done a lot of training, so we needed to protect him today.
And go again in a huge game in the Champions League. And one thing we know, Eddie, is that this crowd will get up for it no matter what. So it's a case of picking yourselves up and going again for that huge game.
Well, it is. I have to say the crowd were magnificent today. They didn't have a lot to shout about after that initial period of the first half. They stayed with us. They were cheering us at the end. We're going to need them for Tuesday. That is now really our season. Is in the hands of the next 2 games in the Champions League.
Thank you so much, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie.
There we go. Eddie saying that himself. His season is in the hands of the Champions League, those 2 games, and they happen to be against Barcelona. How much of an advantage is it that it's going to be here first at St James's Park, Shay?
Well, a lot of people say the second leg's better to be here at home, but again, I think it's important for Newcastle to get some sort of a positive result on Tuesday. If they can get themselves in front, then that would be amazing. To go to the new camp, obviously, is going to be a very difficult task. It's a very difficult task both legs, but the games are really difficult in the minute. Next week it's Chelsea away, then it's back to Barcelona again, then it's the North East derby, so they're coming thick and fast. He did mention Tino Livramento. That's big news for Newcastle. They get him back on the pitch. Him and Lewis Hall give great balance down left back and right back. So it's tough. Eddie's trying to keep a level head. He'll be frustrated to get knocked out of the cup because tonight's obviously was a big chance for silverware this season.
he was also under a fair bit of pressure until they kind of levelled things out a little bit, Jolien. If they go out the Champions League and it is in a bad way, how much pressure do you think will come back on him?
I'm not sure. Again, he's done something no one's ever achieved in recent seasons in terms of silverware, so there shouldn't be that much pressure. Again, the expectation from himself and the team is to progress and consistently be in the Champions League, but I think they've got no better preparation than tonight, because they play a similar style, don't they, Barcelona? So yeah, hopefully they can have a good game.